go. Eagles, Cowboys, rivalry renewed. It wasn't a good game, but that didn't mean there wasn't all kinds of drama. First quarter, Cooper Rush, early issues.
Yeah, you could tell he's trying to take his eyes back to that handoff situation, off of the football, early fumble.
And then second quarter, Eagles lead at 7-3. Here comes Micah Parsons.
The only chance the Cowboys had in this football game was to get at least 3 takeaways and turn all those takeaways into touchdowns, not field goals.
Well, this one should have been a touchdown, but C.D. Lamb can't see the ball?
I don't...
Dan, I mean,
this is a $1 billion stadium. It's a $10 billion franchise.
He never sees it coming.
We have a spotlight on our
It was the sun. It was the sun was in his eyes. Cowboys kick a field goal. Now 30 seconds left in the second quarter. What a great play this is.
This was really the story of the game offensively for Philly. Jalen made so many plays with his legs down in the red zone. Right before the half, get outside the pocket, find Dallas Goedert.
Eagles up 21-6. A.J. Brown is the difference on this team. When he's been healthy, they haven't lost a game all year long. Here's an example of why.
And when you play him in one-on-one coverage, Jalen Hurts is throwing him the football. It's either an in route, a stop route, or a go route. Beautiful. And then this is the second part of what they've done in the red zone. Quarterback counter bash, where he can hand it off to Saquon going laterally or get downhill following his offensive line.
So here's the excitement for the Cowboys. Fourth quarter, they're getting blown out, but Trey Lance will come in and perhaps bring a spark and give you some hope for the future. Or maybe not. Maybe nothing even remotely close to that. The Eagles go on to win huge, 34-6, but don't let the score fool you. It wasn't nearly that close. And then afterwards, Micah Parsons had this to say about his head coach.
Mike can leave and go wherever he wants, but the guys I kind of feel bad for is guys like Zach Martin and guys who might be on their last year on their way out, because that's who I wanted to hold the trophy for. You want to win games and do great things with those type of legends who put in more time and work than Mike McCarthy ever did. So those are the kind of guys that I have so much sympathy and hurt for.
Oof. That's a tough one, D-Wood. That's a tough one to take. What is your I'm moving away. What is your reaction to that?
I'm the same.
Greeny, I've never heard anyone say anything remotely like that after a game. I really have. And, who the hell Michael Parsons think he is talking like that after a game? Bro, you've been missing all these games with the injury. And last time I checked, the head coach is a Super Bowl winning coach. And I know the season hasn't gone the way that everyone is expected to go and all that. But for you to sit there in the locker room right after your team gets pummeled and to just undress your head coach in that manner, see, that's what's going on with all these podcast boys out here in the locker room. Everybody wants to sit there and they want to, spout and say all this type of stuff. There used to be a time when there was a little bit of respect, a little decorum in the locker room, because at the end of the day, it was about we didn't do enough. All of y'all got your asses kicked. Okay, you gonna go out here and talk about your head coach, basically your head coach not working, not doing anything to try to prepare the team? I just think it's a bunch of BS, man. Yeah. I really do. We can sit here and laugh and all that type of stuff and be here in shock, but that's disrespectful what Micah Parsons did to Mike McCarthy in that situation, because I know, again, it's not the results that Mike McCarthy wants, but I know that man is busting his ass every single day to try to go out there and get a win, and to hear one of your star players come out there and say that. Yeah. Come on, man. I can't ride with that.
That's total BS. You're exactly right. And look, coaches are there at some days 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
For 2 or 3 days at least during the week. The hours they put in it's unmatched. Mike McCarthy, he doesn't deserve this damn comment. He doesn't. No coach does. Look, there's some horrible coaches out there, but none of them deserve this. The kind of work that they put in as coaches, I'm just telling you, I don't know, most players know that these dudes, you can forget about it. You're giving up family time. You're giving up all kinds of stuff in your life, and you're going to get some ass sitting back. I don't care how talented he is. That is absolutely BS. And if you would work half as freaking hard as a damn coach does, maybe you'd be able to play every damn game. Maybe your team wouldn't just be a bunch of punks and lay it down every damn week like you're doing. How about being a damn football team? You're going to sell your damn coach out? It's a crock of you know what?
Yes. I think I understood the beginning. Well, first of all, I completely co-sign both of what you said. At the beginning, I think if what he's saying is, well, Mike McCarthy can continue to coach in his life if he wants to, but for the players like Zach Martin, this is going to be the end of their careers. If that's the point he was trying to make, that Mike McCarthy's career doesn't end with this season and Zach Martin's does, maybe I'm even giving him too much credit, that might have been what he was trying to say. But then he loses you forever, and I mean that literally forever, when he says, who's done more here than Mike McCarthy has ever done. That's just obviously beyond the pale. It's well beyond decorum. Everything you just said, I triple co-sign.
They have no choice but to tear it down. Cowboys. Not only we've talked about roster problem, they have a culture problem now.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yes, they do.
There's a culture problem, and they were given the opportunity to restart at the end of last season after the loss, and they chose not to. Jerry Jones doesn't have a choice now. It's a tear down, and you got to rebuild everything: talent, culture. Because right now, this is what's starting. The finger pointing.
Yeah.
And the finger pointing, and it makes me think, man, how much is Dak patched together so much of the issues because of the way that his leadership, this is a problem right now in Dallas. This is becoming a everybody looking out for me. I played on 0-16. We didn't get to that. We didn't get to that where we were bashing coaches and each other in the media. I played on 2-14. We didn't get to that. Okay, so Micah had the opportunity to step forward as a leader of an organization that everybody clearly knows talent-wise isn't where it needs to be. He's got a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
His best player did that.
Yeah, I mean, and Mike McCarthy clearly knows he's dead man walking. I mean, there's no question about it. You know, and he's going to be out that door. You don't need to kick his butt out the door. And you know, look, and here's the crazy thing. Look, they got to restart, but they got to do something that, in my opinion, like, how are you going to fix it? Well, I look at a couple of teams recently. All right, I'll look at the Lions. Who'd they hire? One of their former players, right? Mm-hmm. Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the Houston Texans?
Former
right
player.
Down the road. Former player, one of their former players.
D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans. All right. I can see Aaron Glenn going to New Orleans next year. All right, or the Jets. You know, a former player. All right. Deion Sanders may be in play here, and I'm going to tell you, they need something. They need to have somebody that has the pride in that damn organization. Being a Dallas Cowboy, the pride you take in it. And by the way, Deion, everywhere he's been, has been kicking you know what. Mm-hmm. All right, Jackson State, they were unbelievable when he was there. He takes Colorado. Right now, they're 7-2. Nobody saw that coming. They're playing in the big, you know, whatever the damn
Big 12,
now.
yeah.
Big 12. Like, I'm just saying, that because I already know Mike McCarthy's a good football coach, and he's going to be out the door. There's no doubt about it. The whole thing's going to be blown up. But watch what happens. They need that. How are you going to get this kid back on board? He's going to have to damn respect that guy that comes in that building. You're not going to respect Deion Sanders? He's twice the player you are. All right? And you know what? I coached Deion Sanders. Great teammate.
I like the idea, but I think we are a long way away from that. I hear what you're saying. But they still have, how many games have they played? They're 3-6, 3-7. He's got 7 games left to get through this. How do they walk back into the building? D. Wood, you were a great team guy. You were a team leader. How do they walk back into the building today with Dak Prescott sort of off on the side, you know, with getting surgery on Wednesday because his hamstring has been torn off the bone? How do they walk back into that building today and start preparing for whatever it is that the rest of their season is going to be after the loudest voice on their team, for better or in this case, most definitely for worse, has just said that?
Let me first say this. The most talented guy doesn't mean that you're a leader. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. I've seen so many talented guys that weren't actual leaders on their team. I think it can't come from the coaches. It has to come from the players in the locker room. It has to come from the players in the locker room. The players in the locker room has to demand some accountability. What's going on inside the locker room? Because I can tell you right now, that BS that Michael Parsons just pulled. If you're any player in that locker room that gives a damn about culture anything in this league, you don't let that stuff ride. Like, we're going to have a conversation. I don't give a damn who you are now. I don't give a damn if you're Michael Parsons or not. We're going to have a conversation because you can't just have that going on in the locker room. It will literally tear the locker room apart.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's face it. I mean, all the heat that comes on, you know, when you're a head coach, he gets drilled. He gets blamed for everything, quarterbacks and head coaches, right? When it's going great, you get all the praise. You get all the, you know, when it doesn't go, it's in your face, all right? I get it. Why the hell do you think as a player that you just had to do that? You had to pile on. Like, this man is not facing enough criticism?
Yeah.
I mean, it's asinine that this kid did that. I mean, it really is. But where do you go from here? You're right. There's no way in hell Mike McCarthy going to say, and rally the damn troops. He's got one of his damn generals out there stabbing him in the back. Like, I don't know. This is an absolute disaster. The offseason can't get here fast enough for Dallas.
Yeah, and right now they could change his name to either Micah Parsons, because it's all about him, or Micah Parsons, because it's all about me and I, and it has nothing whatsoever to do with everybody else on that team. And it doesn't make a damn bit of difference how talented you are. You don't win with guys like that.